Happy Manifest Monday, everyone. Thank you so much for being. Am I here? Hold on. Am I on? All right, we'll edit that part out. Happy Manifest Monday, Magic Mindset Call. We'll edit that out too. Hey everyone, happy Magic Monday. It's Manifest Monday, another week where we get to wake up and create the life that we choose to create today. Today, we're on retreat. We appreciate you checking in. So before we even get started, what I'd love you to do, since you're watching this maybe on YouTube, type into the chat, just like we do every single Monday. What's one thing that you did or worked out for you this past week or weekend that gave you love, appreciation, joy, gratitude? Let's start the week by raising our vibration, using gratitude as the portal to attracting all that we desire. So by starting there, we want to make sure that everyone remembers that you get to choose you today. You get to choose you today. And I have a little bit of a rant that will go on, but for right now, remembering the three things that we can do today to bring ourselves into alignment with the life that we fully desire, with the life that we have right now. How do you show up better for you today? So if you have a minute, journal these right now. How do you show up better for you today? Who else do you choose to show up for in a meaningful way through a beautiful note or an email or having like an intentional date night? And then number three, what's one thing, one inspired action you can take today that moves you towards that which brings you the most excitement or passion in your life? So if we start our day with gratitude, with joy and appreciation, then we move into those three alignment questions. Now you can remind yourself what a creator you are and creating every single minute of your day. You got to wake up this morning. You got to be in a warm house. You got to be in a bed. Isn't that awesome? And now hear me out, because this next one, it's a little bit of a rant. We're going to talk about seasons. So most of you know I lived my entire life, about 23 years in the real estate business and 7 years prior to that in corporate and banking. And my life was all about what I had been trained to do, right? With all of the mindset books and all of the resilience books and the shut up and do it and the achieve and the targeting and the making sure we hit our goals and making sure we continue to push for more and more and more, right? More money, more freedom, more deals, more. Everything was about more. And isn't that funny? Because that's what this culture is. It's all about more, right? More is better here in the Western culture. More money, bigger house, better car, more food in the fridge, more experiences, more travel, more everything. It doesn't mean that more is bad. More can be wonderful, right? It's all about abundance. But in the pursuit of more, and us feeling like we don't have enough, that's where it gets tricky. That's where the scarcity and the fear comes in. That's when we go on social media and you start to compare yourselves to all of the other top 1 or 2% highlight trophy reels from other people's lives that either are real or not real. Who cares? You're not on the same path as anyone else in this life. You're on your path. I'm on my path. Sometimes, as my friend Chris says, we get to see each other through the trees, right? If we're both in this forest and we're kind of walking along our own life paths, and no one's further or not as far ahead as anybody else, because we're all on completely different journeys and paths in this life. So in that pursuit of more, or in the pursuit, if we're not feeling enough, if we're feeling that lack and like, oh, if only we got to do this many more things, we could have this life, we could have this envisioned life, that's where we start to attract what doesn't serve us anymore. So the rant that I had for you today was about seasons. We just finished, we're in late January right now as we record this, and a lot of people did a lot of goal setting, resolutions, targets. whatever it might be. And the reminders, no matter what, if you did do targets and goal setting and you're in that same mind frame and mindset that everyone can do every single year, and you're saying, I want to hit this in quarter one, I want to hit this in quarter two, reminding yourself why you want to hit this target is a really, really big decision, right? What about that target really speaks to you, gives you an emotion? What emotion it is that you're seeking for that target that you're seeking? And by understanding our motivations behind why we're looking at that thing, that target, that outcome, reminding ourselves the feeling that we're chasing for that, and also reminding ourselves that it's not about the outcome, it's about the journey. Dropping all attachment to that outcome of your target, of your goal, of your resolution, but knowing it's in the becoming where all the magic happens. So going into the grinding, achieving, doing frame, a lot of people are in that frame. Oh, it's a new year, a new me. I'm going to get out there and attack the world. I'm going to get all the things done that I said I was going to do the last few years, right? And that's perfectly fine. Some people are in their season of production, their season of doing. But I want to remind everybody that we are human. And I want to remind everyone that we don't necessarily all follow the same Roman calendar. We don't all just have a 12-month year, and we don't all have the winter at the same time. We don't all have our summer at the same time. In our ceremonies and retreats, if you think about it, right, nature is what we're supposed to be following. Nature has a season of blooming. It has a season of beauty. It has a season of reproduction. It has a season of blowing through the wind and finding new places to be. It also has a season of turning inward, of deep rest, of hibernation, of sleep, of dormancy, to turning inward, to what? To rest, to look inward, and then to come back out as the next season arises. So while you're still in your target setting or goal setting or resolution setting mode, just take a pause. Just take a minute to really feel into, well, is this the season for me of production, of doing, of achieving? What does that look like for me? How can I make my life work for me and serve me in that way versus just having being on all the time and having zero time for yourself? I share these stories about me because that's my life experience. And I feel like if I can speak to one person here where you're just so focused on the doing and you're so focused on the goals that you might lose sight of why you're here to begin with. You're not here to achieve or to do or to work harder. You're not here to stress about things. You're not here to feel negative and anger emotions. You're not here to feel guilt and shame around anything, which, by the way, is the only learned emotion. We're not born into this planet with guilt and shame. We learn that. So if that's not who we are, well, who are we? As a reminder, we're a divine being of light made in the face and the light of God. And you get to be a creator because that's all we are. We create. But we don't create all the time. We can turn inward. Are you in a season of rest, of looking inwards, of feeling into who you are and what you really want, of not necessarily knowing what to do, what to achieve, what to create? Then be in that moment. Be that flower that has gone underground and can be dormant for as much time as it needs to get the rest that it needs to turn inward. Or are you in a season of, coming out of dormancy and I'm ready to show the world, I'm ready to create again, I'm ready to produce at a high level, but not just for the energy of production and money, but to produce for my family, for that energy of love, that energy of wisdom, that energy of experience, that energy of expansion, knowing that the energy of money will also follow if I follow that which provides me the most excitement or passion. in my life. So this is totally a rant, and I feel like I did jump all over the place, but feel into what season are you in right now? You can take a minute, take a deep breath in. As you feel into yourself, where are you today? Are you in a place where you are willing and you are finally here to commit and to do all the work to become the person that can have that outcome, that divine inspiration, that envisioning that you created for yourself? Are you looking to creating those habits, actions, and activities that you can do on a day-to-day basis to become the person that has those things? Are you willing to put in that work and commit to yourself? Or are you in a place where you're looking for a little more guidance, a little more clarity, or you're tired? Your body needs rest, your mind needs rest, and you're looking for what that next step could be. No matter which one you've chosen, let's honor that version of us. Let's honor that version of us that is looking to turn inward and to go inside and to feel and experience that rest, and knowing that there's nothing we have to do. We've already done everything we need to accomplish in this life. Just by existing, did we accomplish everything that was needed to happen to complete our mission. So if that's the case, let's honor just feeling that rest and being in that beingness. If you are in the place where you're coming out of the earth and you're willing to share your petals and your flowers, and you're willing to create again and blow on the wind and start to work and putting in those habits and activities and to-do lists and clearing everything that you have to make it all happen, then let's honor that. Let's honor that part of you that's coming back into focus, that's coming back into season. But remembering that it's never about the outcome. Losing all attachment to the target, to the outcome itself, and knowing that it's in this becoming, it's in this process of becoming, it's in the growing out of the ground and the flowering where we become the flower that we desire. Honor that season within you. Thank you for being with me today. As a reminder, every single Monday, 9 to 9:30 a.m. Eastern, we jump on a live call together in community to connect, to create, and to just be, to start our week off in a beautiful, beautiful way. If you're watching, type into the chat, are you in the season of production and achieving of doing? Or are you choosing to be a season of rest, of being, of relaxation, of seeking guidance and clarity? And can you love both versions, all versions of who you are as a divine light on this planet? I love you. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week.